He's all right. I tried it. I tried it. I tried it. Ask me how I'm doing, I'm blessed, yes. Living every moment, no regrets. Smile up on my face, I'm like, oh, yes, I'm blessed, yes, I'm blessed, yes. Waking up, thanking God. Every day is feeling just like Sunday. Wifey fly by my side. Green light, everything is going my way. Riding clean, living dreams. Just left the barber and I'm feeling like Midas. Heard him say, give him praise. What's in the water got you acting like this? Ain't a day go by that I don't try to thank the Lord up above. And if you wonder why I'm loving life, come close and I tell you what's up. Ask me how I'm doing, I'm blessed, yes. Living every moment, no regrets. Smile up on my face, I'm like, oh, yes, I'm blessed, yes, I'm blessed, yes. Ask me how I'm doing, I'm blessed, yes. Living every moment, no regrets. Smile up on my face, I'm like, oh, yes, I'm blessed, yes, I'm blessed, yes. Playing cards, laughing hard, barbecuing, waking up the whole block. Music loud, turning out. Little kids are breaking out the bus stop. Life is good, really good. And every moment, no, I can't forget. I gotta say, I won't change. You're the reason that I am like this. Ain't a day go by that I don't try to thank the Lord up above. And if you wonder why I'm loving life, come close and I tell you what's up. Ask me how I'm doing, I'm blessed, yes. Living every moment, no regrets. Smile up on my face, I'm like, oh, yes, I'm blessed, yes, I'm blessed, yes. Ask me how I'm doing, I'm blessed, yes. Living every moment, no regrets. Smile up on my face, I'm like, oh, yes, I'm blessed, yes, I'm blessed, yes, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. If you got a roof over your head, bringing home the bread, got your family fed, oh, 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 you're blessed. Sunshine, I'm so free, living out my dreams. God's been good to me, oh, 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 I'm blessed, yeah.
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Mother Georgia, she's back on live, the historic 980 WDDO. All of a sudden, let's go live into the studio with our host, Brenda Sutton.
And hello. It is Monday. What's up?
It is Monday.
You know what? It's a glorious day. It's a glorious day because Deacon Durong is back with us.
I have returned. Thank God.
Hallelujah.
That's right. All praises be to him.
You know what? Putting all jokes aside, that's something serious, ain't it?
Oh yeah, but I had the assurance that he was watching over me because I submitted to him a long time ago.
Well, you know what? You were in my prayers. I'm going to say this on air. I really miss you, Johnny.
I know. I missed you too, Brenda.
And Emily did too.
Yeah, right. I sure do hope she's listening.
You know, we need you to hit that share button.
Yeah, hit the share button.
We need to hit that share button. Because the more you hit that share button, the more Attorney Williams will pay for this broadcast.
Absolutely.
So we need him to continue paying. So I really need you to hit that button.
Yeah, we want you to hit the share button because we also, it acknowledges that you are listening. And we do, our primary purpose is you. And we certainly want you to continue and start participating in these conversations that we might have, because there's a plethora, a wealth of information out there that some of you who do not have the time or ability to be on the radio, that you can share with us in caveats, and we would certainly appreciate you doing that.
Absolutely, because there's a lot of professionals out there. We really, really need
Absolutely.
you. Yeah. I really wanted to get Lynn Snyder on with Georgia Women and those who.
She is certainly somebody to listen to. I wish we could get her too.
Well, you know what? I wanted to get her, and she has been truly busy. She was at the city council meeting this past Tuesday.
Yes,
and she spoke about masks, and she did a very passionate speech on why we need to wear masks during this time. And so one of our listeners said, you need to bring on a professional, and I wanted to bring on one. So I want to apologize. The reason why, and I'm going to always give you a good reason.
Yeah.
My knee was hurting.
Yeah, she's re-injured her knee, everybody. So
I re-injured my knee, and I had to go to the doctor, Ortho Georgia. So I want you to hear it right here on All of a Sudden that I cannot get surgery. Hey, Sheila, how you doing? I could not get surgery until November the 9th.
Yeah, but why is it that you can't get surgery until November 9th?
Because the medical center is not allowing what they would call non-essential surgeries to occur. And I would imagine if you had like a blockage or something in your heart or something, that would be essential. Right. But if you have something like a knee replacement or a hip replacement, or you need to get your shoulder, some type of, what is it, like a rotator,
the
rotary cuff and all those things, they're not doing that. And so they're forcing people to wait until they have, well, first of all, when I asked the doctor, I said, when can I get it at the medical center? He was like, well, when are we going to say, Navicent or what, Atrum? I think it's Atrum now. He said, they said, I don't know, but you can do it at the surgery center, and you can do it here because you do not have high blood pressure and you do not have diabetes. Now, that was something that just really hit home with me.
You know what? It's amazing that we have that concrete information, right?
Yeah.
We have the concrete information that the hospitals are full.
They are full.
I mean, like full. Like people who I know that work at the hospitals are telling me that patients are all in the hallways.
Really?
And then they're building these temporary tents and things or something that they accommodate ill patients. And that the most common reason for it is COVID. The most common reason is people are passing this contagious disease on. When people have a cold, back in the old days, like year before last, when people would have a common cold, you would if you didn't have a handkerchief in your hand, you do your arm like this and sneeze in your arm, or you put your hands over your face or something.
Right.
With a common cold. Now we've got this disease that is documented to have killed all of these people around the world. And we won't do a simple thing like wear a mask.
Johnny,
I do not understand.
I don't understand it. And, I just want to let you know that he and I are maskless.
Yeah.
We do have coverings over the mic.
Yeah.
Mr. Jackson came in and sprayed
Yeah, and we're not sitting as close to each other as it might appear on screen.
Yeah, we're actually social distance.
Yes.
But I just wanted to let the listeners know how difficult it is, one, to get surgery if you need it. I do understand, and I was inboxed some information that people who are ill, let's say you're just having problems with your kidneys or just some sort of medical condition that requires hospitalization, but it's not like an emergency. They're sending people to Emory.
Yeah.
They're sending them Emory. So all my listeners, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer or anything like that. I just really want you to understand that this is so serious. In my building where I work, there has been, look, like I would say since Friday, there has been 4 documented cases. They're like, please be careful going into the elevator. And, even though, we've been told to wear a mask, even though. Okay, and it's close quarters in the elevator, and they have a sign up. Only 4 people supposed to go in there one time. People when they come in there, when I'm in the elevator, they be looking at me. I'm like, I just shake my head. No, you don't need to come in here.
Yeah, we got 4 already. That's enough.
But Johnny, I just wanted you to share with our listeners because you have gone through COVID.
Yeah.
And you look good, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Like you've lost a little weight and got a beard. Y'all see that beard Johnny got on there?
I'll tell you this much. I am so very thankful that I had the 2 Pfizer shots. And like even when the day that I went to the doctor and they got my temperature and they said, hey, your temperature is never this high. And I said, well, I have a logical explanation because I was unloading a refrigerated truck and going right back into the heat, then going back into the truck. So I might have some symptoms from that. But I said, but in today's climate, order me a test. So I went and got the test and they said I was positive, but I never did lose my taste. Matter of fact, I was eating. I never did. I didn't lose my appetite. I didn't get, with the breathing problems, any of that. So I guessed that is what they mean by asymptomatic, that you don't really show all these signs, but you still can.
Well, Johnny, you sound a little hoarse.
I've contracted the disease. That's because I'm sleeping. So.
Okay. That's what it is, because you do sound a little hoarse to me.
Just came back from Ypsilanti, Michigan. I just drove back. So I haven't had much sleep. But at any rate, the COVID thing, I was like knocked off my feet because I kept waiting for all these symptoms that everybody talked about and that they talk about in the news and all that. But it was explained to me that the great thing about it was that I had the 2 Pfizer shots. And so I'm trying my best to encourage everybody, go get the shots.
And you know what? Yeah. And
stop saying, I don't know what's in there. Hey, listen to me. When you go to Kroger or Publix or wherever it is, and the next time you pick up a can of Campbell's soup,
let's break it down.
To treat your cold.
A hot dog.
Yeah. The next time you pick up a can of Campbell's soup because you got a cold and you want to eat some chicken noodle soup, ask yourself this question. Do you really know what's in a can of Campbell's soup?
And not only that, let's talk about even a Coke. Do you know what's in a Coke?
I got some friends that I know are doing drugs.
Stop it. You're not supposed to say that on air.
I know people who are doing street drugs.
Okay, marijuana and all that.
But they ain't stopping doing that because they don't know what's in that. So,
but they'll stop because they don't want to deal with COVID. They don't want to take a shot because they don't know what's in it.
The FDA just approved the Pfizer again. So, and then if somebody's listening that has some knowledge about Pfizer and Moderna, and the Johnson have one too, right?
Johnson, I don't know if they pulled theirs off the market. I really don't know.
But call us at 478-250-1450.
And this is one of those shows which, I just have to talk about it.
Yeah,
I just have
absolutely.
to, because I am so frightened. And, I'm feeling some kind of way
Mm-hmm.
because, I'm walking around looking like Hopalong Cassidy. And y'all don't know, my knee swole up and everything. They got me on some Tramadol, which is some good drugs, by the way.
Goodness.
But anyway, I don't want to be a drug addict. I don't like to take anything that's going to take control of me. So I got a problem just taking it, but I got a problem with pain even more.
Okay.
So it's a catch-22. This is how people get in trouble on prescription drugs.
Absolutely.
When they are in intense pain.
Yeah.
And then you don't have an option.
Yeah.
So what am I supposed to do? Sit around the house and do nothing? Or am I supposed to take a pain pill every 4 hours so that I can get around and do quasi something?
Yeah. Follow the instructions of the physician, though.
Yeah.
Just
and
do that.
And I've been like packing my knee with ice, but I heard from another one of my Facebook friends that said she could no longer she couldn't get her hello caller.
Hello
Caller.
caller.
Now I did it right this time. And I'm sure that Mr. Jackson will be in here in a minute.
Yeah, he will.
Okay. Because I did the right thing. I turned on T1 like he asked me to, and I've got it on automatic, the way it is and everything. And, it's on automatic. See, I got it right. You probably didn't push the button right on here. Yeah, I did. I turned that up. You took and put a big piece of masking tape on it.
478-250-1444.
Maybe that was Emily calling. You know what? We miss Emily. Emily, you know what? I want to ask all of our listeners. Emily is going through a traumatic experience.
Yeah, she is.
And we want to ask everyone that are listening in to if you would put a little prayer emoji in our comment section for Emily.
Yeah, please do.
Please keep her lifted in prayer. Lisa Watson, if you're on, I know that you're a prayer warrior. Definitely want to have you to lift Emily and her family up in prayer.
Yes, please.
Because I won't discuss what's going on. Maybe she will when she gets a chance to, but just want to lift her up in prayer.
No, I'm sure she will talk about it.
She does talk and about things. She's very transparent.
She's very transparent. And so are we.
You know what we don't. But you know what? That's a great way to live your life. It's to not be so secretive and things like that. I ain't trying to be secretive.
That's the truth. So look, I'm also concerned, and if there are some parents out there that have great concerns about the school situation.
Oh, absolutely.
About their kids coming or not going to school, and about the Wi-Fi problem. So many people are so animate about their kids being able to attend school because everybody just simply doesn't have a computer at home.
Well, a lot of them, you know what? I'm going to play the devil's advocate. It ain't about no Wi-Fi. A lot of them just want the children to go to school to get rid of them. Now, come on, Henry. I call you Henry. But you know what? A lot of folk that want their children to leave now, they sick of it. They want the children to be gone.
Yeah.
They want them to be around some other little children and things like that. I had my grandbaby this weekend.
You ready for your grandbaby to go home?
Who? I love her, but you know what though? Old people don't need no children. Old people don't need children because my nerves are bad.
But Brenda, I keep telling you, you're not old. You're older, but you're not old. I've seen some old people, and you're not one of them.
I am 64 years old.
That's wonderful. But you're still not an old person.
Well, I don't think I'm old, but I would just say there's a little age on me and everything. But bottom line is a lot of people want the children gone. Let me just say this. I'm going to put this out here. I got to scratch my ear a little bit. A lot of people do not believe, and y'all heard it right here on All of a Sudden, that these children cut up and act up the way they do in school.
Yeah.
And so when they were home with the COVID, when they were home with the COVID and everything.
Yes.
They got a chance to see how them little onions acted.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it wasn't, the teacher wasn't telling a story on them because those kids were cut up in school, see. And then they go home and tell their parents a lie. I wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
The teacher picking on me. And da. And now the parents saying, please keep them in school.
Yeah.
I don't have the internet. Now I know that I want to say, and I don't want to tell a lie, but I want to say Cox has a program for people who do not have Wi-Fi that they can get it for little or nothing or nothing. Okay.
So we need to find out that information and pass it on.
We need to find that out and put it out there, because it's not that the children don't have Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
It's sometimes the parents won't go there and get it. And even with that said, the school got all kind of little notebooks and things like that they give the children and things like that to make sure that they have access to information. But again, it is about some parents. And some parents use the schools as a babysitter. I understand
they
that.
do.
And so, and they got to eat. I understand that.
Yeah.
It really makes it a challenge. But I don't know a good way of dealing with that. Maybe you have some suggestions out there, listeners. How do you deal with the fact that you got to go to work and you need your kids to go to school so that you can go to work?
See, and that's another variable there. That how do the people feel about that when they do have jobs and they gotta go to work? They don't have a big trust fund that they can say, okay, I'm going to take 3 months off and, deal with this COVID thing. They've got to go to work, but then the kids can't go to school. So, and then we already heard like if other grandparents are like you don't want them but 2 days. So
that's bad, but I would keep them a little bit longer. But let me just say, I was out today and I think this girl was sick.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. I went to get me some food and I said, what's wrong with you? She said,
you moved away from her.
She had a piece of plexiglass, but she don't nothing. I thought, But see, maybe she needed to go to work. Now that is the challenge, because we have exhausted so many of the resources. Mm-hmm. People cannot be sick. Now, even at my work, I work for the county. They're saying, look ahead. If somebody in your family got COVID, whatever, you need to use some sick time. Okay. Ain't no more free days. Ain't no more free days, anything like that. Yeah. So, ain't no more PPP. Right. For the folk who got PPP didn't need it. There ain't no more of that. All that's gone.
Is it?
Yeah, they ain't got no more PPP.
Is it PPP or PPE?
PPE, whatever it is.
I just...
Which
one is it?
Which one it is, because you be doing some.
It's PPP. You're correct.
Why are you gonna pick at me?
I just didn't know.
Hey, I got to throw this tidbit in there. So I was gonna do a child for people out there. I do child support worksheets and things like that for Mr. Williams. And look at that. PPP is the mask. That's true. That's the equipment.
PPE is the mask.
You know what it is that my daughter's a respiratory therapist, and she's always saying PPE.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's what it is. It's just in my mind. It's ingrained because of my baby.
Yeah.
Who's a respiratory therapist. But anyway, let me go back to to the PPP.
Yes.
So I was getting ready to do the child support worksheet for the lady. And I said, well, did he have a job? And she said, well, no, ma'am, he ain't working. I said, well, what did he do? She said, well, he drive Uber. I said, oh, really? Uber and Lyft. I said, oh, really? That's what he do? She said, yeah. But he got that PPP. I said, really now? I said, now, do people understand that that's called income? For all the listeners out there, when people do your child support now, when they do that child support calculation, that $20,000, that $21,000
that's right.
that you got, that's going to be calculated in your child support payment, which means probably if you've never paid one, let's say if you were making minimum wage, at the bare minimum, your check would, your child support would be based on minimum wage.
Sure. Which
is probably, around $12,000, $13,000 a year, something like that. I'm not doing the math, but something like that. But if you get $20,000 a year.
So now things change.
Oh, yeah.
So you have more money. You can pay more money.
There you go.
And they're not considering that.
No, they're not.
It comes as a big surprise.
It's going to come as a surprise because there are going to be some people out there
Mm-hmm.
who are going to go file for child support, or who have not, maybe they haven't filed, but they can go file for something, try to get their child support payments increased. And guess what your name is?
Mm.
You know what that is, right, Johnny? You know your name is on that list, isn't it?
It's on the list.
So all they got to do is put your name in there.
Yeah, they can find out whether or not you got it.
Oh, Martha, they didn't. Well, they did give me some. They didn't give me no paid time off. They didn't give me.
Hey, Martha, what's the deal with this PTO?
Help me understand that, Martha. Why don't you give us a call in? Give me that call in number.
478-250-1444.
Give us a call in.
Call us, Martha.
And I'll see if I can answer the phone right this time.
Yeah, maybe.
But you know what, though, Johnny, that's real talk. So a lot of people really don't understand. But getting back to the subject at hand, COVID, the benefit is not like it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a lot of out-of-pocket expenses that are coming out. And
Absolutely.
then you're having to figure out, like, how can I do that? Hey, Emily, what's up? Give us a call, girl.
Emily, are you behaving?
Yeah, we miss you. I'm going to try to answer it right this time when you call now. Because we really need, how you doing, baby? There's a little bit of delay.
It's very evident that you hadn't been listening since the beginning, because if you had, you would have only spoken to me.
Oh, that's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Brenda,
Why you be telling stories?
Brenda has been talking about you.
I have not.
She said, send her the link.
Oh, send her the Zoom link. Y'all, if it's to put on my glasses.
Oh, it probably, she just got her makeup and wig shook and everything. Now she's television ready.
Oh, you need to stop. Why are you picking at our friend like that? And
we've been missing you, Emily.
Yeah.
And we've asked everyone to send out their prayers for you and the family situation. And we know that there's some prayer warriors out there that have joined with us in praying that everything is going to come out for the best. So we want you to know that, and we miss you and we love you.
Oh, all the time now. Emily, I just sent it to you. Now let's see if
I'm the one that's on your side, Emily.
You ain't on nobody's side. Whose side you on? You ain't on nobody's side. Stop hating, Johnny. You right. Emily, I just sent it to you. Check your phone out. I just sent it to you. What you mean? Johnny.
Emily, you are so misguided.
Johnny, what's that? I just want to know what COVID got to do with you getting a beard.
I got tired of shaving for myself every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you, for real?
Yeah, I wasn't going anywhere. I was like getting up, shaving every day, and I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Here he come in here. I done messed up some. What was that? See, that's probably why he messed up right there, because he gonna try to put it on me that I was the one that was calling in and doing stuff wrong. I sent the link to Emily right there. Uh-oh. What he trying to do? He didn't toe up something. He didn't toe up something in here, see.
Yeah, just remember, everybody, call 478-250-1444, whatever you would like to talk about. And
give me the mouse over here.
We're going to have a guest call us a little bit later.
And Emily, try to call in, because I've already, he's fixed it, came in here. Mr. Jackson, we love Mr. Jackson.
Yeah, he's awesome.
You know what? And we want to give a shout out to Greg Williams today, don't we?
Man, from Camilla, Georgia.
From down in Michigan.
Camilla, the big city.
The big Judge. His name is Judge Williams. Hey, what's up, Emily? Uh-oh. See, Mr. Jackson took and messed her up, didn't he?
Emily, you were there.
That's true.
We saw you.
So we're going to give a big shout out again to Greg Williams.
Yeah, from Camilla.
And he talks real proper to it.
Yeah, he does.
He was very articulate, wasn't he?
Yes.
He's a city judge down in Pelham, Georgia.
Georgia.
I did a little historical research. You know how I be doing it.
You do.
And Pelham, believe it or not, is one of these big farming towns that was one of the place, that hosted, I guess, I don't know if you call it a host or whatever, for Georgia Farm Bureau back in the day. It was actually the headquarters. That's the word I'm looking for Georgia Farm Bureau. So it was really a big town back then. I don't know what it is now.
Yeah, but I remember them coming on late at night with that Farm Bureau show from Pelham, Georgia.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, We just have to give Greg a shout out for that.
He deserved a shout out.
Yeah, down there. Him would be a big time lawyer. He let me know, look, I may be down here from Pelham, but I'm from Macon. Then
he said he went to Mercer University.
Yeah. So, he gonna just take a claim fame to middle of Georgia. I went to Macon.
Mercer Bear.
But I want to know, Greg, do you know what Pleasant Hill is? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Well, the mulattoes were in Macon, Georgia, on Monroe Street.
I wasn't on Monroe Street. I was on Forest Avenue.
But that's where the mulattoes had all those businesses and a bank and all kinds of things.
On Monroe Street.
On Monroe Street.
That's where the hospital was, too.
That's where Ballard Southwest started over there. Ballard Normal and Hudson High.
No, Ballard Normal was on Forest Avenue.
And Hudson High was across the street.
No, it wasn't.
Uh-huh.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Ballard Norman was down there on the lower end of Forest Avenue now.
Listen.
Yes, it was.
Listen. You know that church that's across the street from Booker Washington Center?
Yes.
In the basement of that church is where Hudson High was.
No, it wasn't.
Originally.
Okay, but it didn't move over to Forest Avenue.
But originally. It was.
No, it wasn't. We got the and our listeners out there, I need y'all to correct us. Where was the first place of Ballard Normal? In fact, we
and Hudson High.
It was not over there.
No, what I'm saying, they were two separate entities. It was Ballard Normal was one location.
Okay.
And Hudson High was another location. It didn't start out being Ballard Hudson. It started out being Ballard Normal, and it was Hudson High.
What about Peter G. Appley?
I don't know about
and that's what you wouldn't know about that, would you?
No, not that. We weren't allowed to cross the river back then.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. We weren't even allowed to stay past, when the street lights went off. That's you.
There was no way we would get that far.
You know what though? No, I didn't go in East Macon as a kid. And you know what? As a kid, I didn't go in Bellevue either. But that was because, Pleasant Hill had, they had a beef with Bellevue and East Macon too. Wasn't it Fort Hill?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Pleasant Hill stayed where Pleasant Hill was.
I wonder what happened to Emily.
I don't know, but you can probably ask Mr. Jackson because he'd have tore up something back there.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. I see you over there. You got your little water and everything. You're drinking. Now, you on any type of did you do any sort of maintenance?
Oh yeah, I was doing elderberry, vitamin C, of course, zinc, a lot of the same things that you and Emily and those were talking about last week. The selenium, and they have these immunity shots at Publix, and they have ginger and a whole lot of vitamins in them. And I've been taking those, and they were all very helpful as well. And of course, get the Lysol and spray, and make sure you wipe your hands and all that stuff, and drink a lot of water, and continue to eat.
Well, that's the main thing, is that you ate and that you didn't let it, because I understand you just got to make sure that you keep it, you keep it fed and things like that, and you're active. Getting back on the children, if you have children out there, now I want to say that I know how difficult it is to keep the kids masked. I tried to mask my little 6-year-old, and it was not a pleasant experience. Let me just need to say, because she had the mask twist out to the side, crumbled all up on her nose.
Now, let me tell you what we found. With this organization that I'm a board member, the Power of Life Foundation, we travel around the country doing free mask giveaway, school supplies right now, book bags, food. But we have literally people. Our group literally has over 2 million masks in storage that we pull from those and go out. We've got some relationships with Under Armour, we got relationships with Reebok, and we have relationships with Amazon. And so they help us and aid us in giving us a lot of these things. What I have found, speaking about children in the mask, is that we have those with the cartoon characters. That type things makes the kids more accepting of wearing
now, are these cloth masks or paper bananas?
Cloth masks that you can wash.
Okay, I would like to bring some of those masks in for me so that I can give them.
Okay.
Hey, Emily, what's up?
Makes the kids more accepting.
Somebody's got their phone up. You got to turn your volume down on your phone.
You can bring some of those pants up. Hey, Emily, what's up?
Yeah.
Does he have a beard?
Yeah. Tell whoever it is in there, Emily, they need to turn the volume completely down on the phone because we're getting
Emily has been stunned. She said, "Does he have a beard?"
What in the world? Hey, guys.
Hey, how you doing, baby?
I'm doing good. How are
Who is
y'all?
that?
Raymond.
That's who you
You know it's Raymond.
That's Raymond. Is he trying to give you sugar?
He's trying, yeah.
Johnny got a beard.
Shut up, Raymond.
Johnny,
Yeah.
What,
man,
Raymond?
I
Put
tried
Emily
to
out the
call
way so we can
you.
hear you.
Johnny, I
Yes,
tried
sir.
to call you when you had the show to yourself. You did a wonderful job, bro.
Thank you so much.
I was so impressed with you, bro.
Thank you so
I tried
much.
to call you. You wouldn't even call me back.
The check will be in the mail, Raymond.
Hey, Emily. So how's everything? Is everything going good?
Yes, everything's going good. So my nephew has been missing for 4 days.
Did you say had been?
Yes, has been. They actually just found him.
That's what I'm saying. So it's had been.
Yes.
He's okay.
Yes, he's okay.
Hallelujah.
I knew he was okay.
He's very much shaken up, but he's okay. They actually found him sleeping on a park bench.
How old is he?
He just turned 18.
Wow.
So he's a senior in high school.
Okay. So that's a good thing.
And it was it was a hard thing to navigate because he is 18, so legally he's an adult.
Mhm.
And so there's so many, parameters that you can't cross because he's 18. Like, they basically, if you get a good detective, they'll pretty much tell you where he is or where they found him. But by law, they do not have to tell you. Once they're 18, if they find him, they don't have to tell you where he is, what he's doing, or anything. So it's a hard situation to be in, knowing that, at 18, they're still a child. They still have the mind of a child. He's still in high school. But also he has the right to not have his whereabouts told rather.
Right.
So it was pretty stressful, but he's pretty shaken up. He's gone through quite a bit. I don't know if you guys are familiar. A couple of months ago, there was a murder in Atlanta, and it was a mother, a daughter, and a son that all got murdered by the daughter's boyfriend.
Okay.
Well, that son, that was my nephew's best friend, and he was in the car. So he was the only one in the car that survived.
Wait a minute, pull it back.
Right. His best friend literally got murdered in front of him. His best friend's sister and the best friend's mother got murdered.
In front of him.
Right.
Okay.
They were in the car, and the boyfriend shot, and he came out of the house. They were sitting in front of the house. The boyfriend came out of the house and shot into the car.
Wow. So he's really gone through a traumatic experience in.
Yeah. So he's going through quite a bit. So I ask y'all just to continue to keep him lifted in prayer, because it's going to be a long road to mental recovery.
It is. And I'm so
Maybe not. Maybe he'll get there a whole lot sooner than everybody thinks. We're going to pray for that.
Maybe so. I'm praying for that.
We're going to, and you know what? And we're going to pray, just that, that's an experience and I'm going to ask this serious question because we kind of, is he getting any counseling or anything like that? Emily, does he?
He will be now. I've been on the phone, of course, with different law enforcement, the school. We've been up to the school, talked to the counselors, and they're ready now to provide him with counseling every day, but he also needs counseling outside of school.
Right.
So they're working on setting that up now. And I think this really hit home for my brother. We talk about mental health on this show all the time. And it hit home because when you have that traumatic experience happen, we as African Americans don't believe that we need counseling or grief counseling or in PTSD and some of those things that are actually real and where we need the mental health. It's a stigma in the Black community that, oh, you don't need no counselor. Oh, you don't need to go talk to a therapist. And this, my nephew, what he went through is a direct result of not getting counseling when something traumatic happens to you. And that so he felt like he had no out. He felt like, you know, nobody loved him. Again, he's a child, so he's not processing things the way you or I would process them. So, you know, we're grateful that he didn't do something like try to take his own life or anything, you know, of that drastic nature. But it was, you know, we were stressed to say the least. I mean, he was missing in Atlanta, Georgia for 4 days.
That's a lot. That's a lot. And I just knew you were going to find him. I didn't tell anybody what was going on. I said, you know, you're pretty transparent. You probably share. But I had that feeling that he was okay. You know, I just had that feeling. And I'm
you said you did. When I told you earlier, you did say that, oh, he'll be fine. He'll be found. And I'm glad. I'm glad he was found and he's not harmed.
You know, I can just recall finding someone deceased, okay? And it took me a year to deal with that. 1 year, okay? And then I had counseling, continuous counseling to work through that. People sometimes can be real ignorant and they'll say things like, you'll get over it. You know, that right there make me really, really mad because what do you mean you're going to get over it? You don't get over things like that. You learn to live with it. You learn to work through it. But as far as getting over it, I don't know if you ever get over a death, especially someone close to you like that. Or in his case, he saw it. I can't even imagine what that's like. And he saw it times 3.
Right. Yeah, times 3. And it was and obviously, you know, he was 17 at the time and they couldn't release his name and or information because he was 17 at the time. But I mean, when I say a really, really traumatic experience, because if you think you've killed everyone in the car and there's somebody left, he kind of had to go into hiding for a little while because now they know that there was one individual left in the vehicle. So now they're looking for him. So he had to deal with that for, I think, about a week before they caught up with the young man that actually did the murder. So it was, for him to be so young, he's went through quite a bit. And you know, of course, he went through the, why was I the one to survive? How did I manage to, you know, how did I manage to not get shot or anything when every single person in the car is dead except for me?
Right. So, and not only that, he's still at risk. You know what I'm saying? He's still at risk. And we don't know what has been going on behind the scenes that's got him troubled right now. Because, you know, I'm not a street person, but I got this sense, you know, this sixth sense. I'm an empath and I know. We don't know who was out there with that young man who did the murders. So we don't know if he is still at risk. You follow what I'm saying? So you don't know.
Yeah.
And so, you know, he still is dealing with the trauma.
Not no doubt about it.
You know, not just that I survived, but also, are they still looking for me? Are they going to harm my family the way they harmed her family? You know, I'm just saying, he didn't know.
Yeah, absolutely. It was, you know, I mean, massively traumatic. And what hasn't even been a year. That was, you know, just a few months ago. So I think it was just a culmination of everything. And he's being pressured because hopefully he'll get his grades back on point. He's being scouted by about 8 different major universities. He's like a basketball star.
Oh, wow.
So I think that has a lot of pressure on him as well. A lot of pressure.
But now the basketball will help him though in terms of being able to release some energy. So that's actually good to keep him occupied and keep him busy.
Yeah.
You know, like that. Emily, I am so sorry, and you know, and let your brother know, like again, that you all are in our prayers, and I can't imagine what you all went through, and so you know, I'm just like, praise God that you found him and that he's okay. He's okay physically. He's okay. He's still got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. So we're headed back over there now. I was actually just in the car when I tried to call in, but I came inside of my brother's house to get a better signal so I could
okay. And how's your brother and the family?
He's pretty distraught. My brother's okay. Of course, he's relieved that my nephew's been found. But you know, there's a lot of I think counseling he's going to have to go through, because of course he blamed himself the whole time, you know, his parenting skills. I didn't do this right. I probably shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have told him, you know, like the guilt behind, you know, basically I'm the reason he left, or, you know, did I say this wrong or did I say that wrong? So a lot of that, you know, is going through his head right now.
You know. Well, I can imagine, and you know, we know that you know, God is going to cover you, and already is, already has, because you found him,
right?
That's for us to do dance with up here. So,
and we've got a couple of people. Sheila Worthy says she will be praying. Rhonda Bird, good evening. She says she would definitely lift your family up in prayer. And,
thank you.
And I would just say that oftentimes when we experience difficulties in life, sometimes our spiritual maturation gets challenged, and we forget that there is always a reason to be grateful. So we cannot just rest on the part that's not good. We have to also recognize what we have to be grateful for, because in that we are recognizing God's work, because he has given you all a reason to be grateful, because you got your nephew, you know what I mean?
You know, I've got
and he was I raised him. He lived with me for the first several years of his life, so he was literally like my son. And he ended up going back to California with his biological mother, but I had him for many, many, many years. He was like Jimmy's little brother. And so, you know, I was stressed, to say the least.
This is Mama Emily right here. Look at Mama Bishop. You're hard. We're gonna give you some love. Let's give her some love. Let's give her. Yeah. We're giving you some love.
Tell Raymond to move. I ain't trying to hug him.
Get out the way, Raymond. Get out the way. Get out the way.
Look, I'm taking it. I'm taking a hug. I'm taking it.
You know what though, and I do believe what you said about, you know, about spiritual maturity, because, you know, we have to be able to find, you know, God's grace. Yeah. Because this is grace and mercy right here. This is mercy in action. You know, and we have to be able to, and sometimes you got to search for it. And when you see it, you got to celebrate it and say, thank you, God, for this.
I mean, seriously, because
in the midst of the storm.
In the midst of the storm.
Yeah.
You know, I was telling Jimmy, I said, you know, the feeling in your stomach when my brother first called me, you know, he's screaming, he's crying on the other end of the phone. He was like, we can't find him. We can't. And, you know, and the sick feeling, the sinking feeling that you get in your gut, like, you know, it's your mind just goes everywhere. And then you try to, you know, control your thoughts and bring yourself back down. And then it goes back to the worst, because, you know, we always think the absolute worst of a situation. But I am grateful that he was definitely found, you know, just in a park, sleeping on a park bench.
Well, you know, we're just grateful, Emily. And not only that, I just want to thank you for coming on.
Oh, yeah.
Because it took a lot for you to come on.
And we were very concerned.
You know.
And so thank you for lifting that off our shoulders, because we were sitting here wondering, you know, how's everything? What's going on? And hopefully they've got him.
You know, I was even being nice to Johnny. I'm just saying.
She a little bit.
I was being really nice. I told Jenny what a pleasure. Isn't it good to see him, Emily, though?
It is. I'm stuck on the beard though. That's what I don't even know how to feel about it. I'm torn.
And you don't really, and that's what I was telling myself, you really don't know how things are until they may not be here, because COVID is like another bad C word. You know what I mean? So when someone says COVID, you don't know. You don't know if they're coming back to you like physically.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, I talk trash about Johnny, but I really do love Johnny. I really do miss him,
That's right. I missed and love y'all
He
too.
looking like Pawpaw Johnny now.
Pawpaw Johnny. Hey, boy.
I am not going to indulge.
What? In Pawpaw?
Not with you two about this. I will not do it.
Well, you're the one who does Johnny look older than me? I'm just saying. Because Johnny,
you don't look that old.
I keep telling her that. I don't know why I think that's what she's pushing for the compliments of how she doesn't look old.
She wants that compliment. Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't want no compliment.
So in actuality, I will be having another birthday this Wednesday.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
My birthday is Wednesday.
And you'll be how old this Wednesday?
61.
Oh, should we sing happy birthday to you?
61.
Should we sing like early happy birthday to you?
Ladies and gentlemen, now making her vocal.
No, Emily has to do it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, singing anywhere other than the shower, Brenda Sutton-Williams.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Johnny. Happy birthday to you.
All right. I'm blushing, but my skin color, you just can't tell.
You didn't think I was going to do it, did you?
Yeah. No, I knew you were.
Why?
She tried to do it like Marilyn Monroe. You know what I mean? She thought she was.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Hey, and you know what? I can do the dance too. The happy birthday dance.
They do have medication for your condition.
Wait a minute. Let me get up.
No, don't you stand up and hurt your leg again. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, do the dance. Do the sing. Now sing the song, Emily.
Is a workman's comp insurance paid?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
See, people.
Happy birthday, dear Johnny. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Well, hello there.
This is Cheryl Grant Louder.
Listen, Cheryl Grant Louder, we just want to say from the community, thank you, the Grant family, for all that you've done. 50-year anniversary this week.
Isn't that something? Hey, yeah. Grant's Lounge.
50 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Go ahead, Miss Louder.
We are so excited about this weekend, and we're going to be celebrating. Actually, our anniversary was in February, but because of the pandemic, we had to
COVID strikes again.
Yeah, so we're going to be so we're going to be celebrating this weekend. Friday and Saturday, we're going to ask that people bring their vaccination slip, because the people we have performing is coming from out of town, and we want to make sure everybody's safe.
So that's very responsible.
Okay. Absolutely. She said vaccination slips and your mask. If you're going to come and celebrate down with now, where is it going to be at Grant's Lounge?
Uh-huh.
If you're coming to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Grant's Lounge, okay, and I know some people out here ain't gonna do that. You know?
Yeah.
But I may do it though.
Yeah.
And I got my vaccination card.
Yeah.
All right.
And I got my mask too. And you know what, Johnny, you're gonna be giving out free masks down there? Because you could just be giving out, you could just stand outside the door and just give out some
some of those masks. I tell you what.
So if there is no vaccination card, are you saying that they're not allowed in?
On that Friday and Saturday, we will not let them in because we have the artists are coming from California and one is coming from Florida, and we want to make sure that they don't have any COVID and other people that are in the place.
You know what? See, that is one of the reasons why I have such a high respect for Grand Slams, because of their responsible acts of that nature, because there's so many other places that would throw caution into the wind and want to make every dollar and penny that they could make. But these folks are being cautious and protecting the public.
Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate, Cheryl. Now some people cannot get, some people have chosen not to get the vaccine. I got that, like that. What if they just mask and double mask?
They would need to bring a negative report.
Okay. If they bring a negative test. Okay. I just want to make sure that some people may want, but they bring a negative test result with them, and they wear a mask and get in. I just don't want anybody to be turned away because of that, because if you want to test, I got that. So I just thought I'd bring that up, because we've got I know some people who work very, very hard to make sure that they build up their immune system and things like that. And they do a really good job of it, and they do mask. Okay. Right. And they do wear filters in their mask. I would hate to see those people not be included when they are COVID negative. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You are certainly right.
Hey, listen, I wanted to ask you something, because I do know that throughout the years, your father, the story behind it opening fascinates me, that he went from being introduced and meeting some people around the golf courses, and your father was an avid golfer, and then he opened this place in a time when Macon literally had a mayor who had a machine gun Ronnie Thompson, who literally had a tank and curfews on people that they couldn't be out at certain times, and your father opened this place. And I do know that he had a very high level of community involvement and introduced a whole lot of our community to the game of golf and other things. Just wanted you to just touch on that just for a moment, of how community minded and you and your brother Edward has maintained that community mindedness.
Yes, definitely so. My daddy and Mr. Webb, first of all, they started they were the leaders of the Boy Scout group, Troop 195. And Daddy and Mr. Webb would get the young men and bring them into the Boy Scout group, and he would also help them and understand about camping and a lot of more other things. And then after that, my daddy is one of the ones, him and Mr. Vincent, that integrated the Bowen Golf Course.
Oh, wow.
And yes, they the ones that integrated that. I can't remember the year. It was the early 60s. And then he would help some of the young men from the school learn how to play golf. And after that, he started working for James Brown. Everybody know who James Brown is.
Godfather soul.
Yes, he managed the James Brown Gold Platter, where he would hire young men from school to work with him after they get out of school. So that had a lot of influence with the community.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's why I hold it at such a place of esteem and togetherness, and where people come together and love on each other and enjoy live music. And I just so glad that you did call in, and I do encourage everybody to continue to support Grant's Lounge and the great legacy that it has.
Right. And the last thing I want to say is hopefully if some people want to come out and help us climax our 50th anniversary that Sunday. It's going to be early. The door's going to open at 4 and we're going to start at 5. And we'll be sharing a lot of these stories to the public and also having our guest speakers to get up and just talk about music. So we just want to thank them for the memory. That's my dad's little saying, thanks for the memories.
That's
so you
awesome.
all come on and help us celebrate our 50th.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And 50th anniversary, I'll be there and hope many others will go out and support. Thank you so much for all that you do. And have a good evening.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Bye.
All right.
Thank you. All right. Let me see.
This weekend, everybody come on by. And Sunday is going to be a really big special day. So go to Grant's Lounge page and find out what's going on down there, okay?
Well, you know what? I think that'd be a lot of fun to give us something to do.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny, I was trying to say 3 Billy Goes Gruff, but the thing, I just hit it. I got these long nails. Y'all remember that little tale? Who's that walking across my bridge? You remember that? With that beard, Emily.
Yeah, I remember.
Don't he look like 3 Billy Goes Gruff?
It's like Papa John and Papa. Give me $1. Give me $1, Papa.
Give me a quarter, Papa.
Go ahead and have your fun. Payback.
I need $1.
It's coming.
Let me get a pop. Can I get a cold pop out the fridge?
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Did you ask your granddaddy for one?
I did. He said right there with a hat on. Granddaddy, let me get a pop. It's actually very becoming. You look nice. I like it.
You can't save yourself now, Emily.
You do. You look really good. Johnny, did you?
You're going a little bit too far now. You're going a little bit too far.
You can't save yourself now, Emily.
And Henry ain't here to save you.
Thank you, Raymond, for pulling the reins in. I can always depend on my brother Raymond to snap you back.
Henry ain't here.
Look,
I'm out of control.
You better quit talking about my man Henry. Man, if it wasn't for Henry and Raymond, Lord have mercy, do y'all have any idea what these two young ladies might do?
We ain't gonna do nothing.
So pray for Raymond and Henry.
We ain't gonna do nothing. Hey, Emily, I like that new hair girl, that Afro puff on the back. I'm just saying, I love that Afro puff. Let me see it, girl. Let me see it.
And we thank Attorney Henry Williams for being the sponsor of this show. We thank him so very much.
Mm-hmm. I really do appreciate Henry. I really do. Henry is the bestest husband in the whole wide world.
And a great attorney.
He is. And I just love him.
I know you do.
And I just love him. And I appreciate all you. I love all y'all. Even you,
I don't
Johnny.
know what she's about to ask you for, Henry, but just get ready.
My anniversary is like next month.
Yeah.
So you're being primed.
Right. He's being primed. The pump is going woo, woo. He buys me diamonds, is what he's done about it.
Yeah, but
you know what? On that note, it was a wonderful show. Thank you guys for your prayers. And we love you and thank you. And I will see y'all next
week. Get vaccinated, everybody.
By the way, Emily, I got my blend jets too.
Oh, you did?
My blend jets.
Go get vaccinated, everybody.
And let me just say this, Emily, can we agree to wear your mask?
Wear your mask.
Wear your
vaccinated. Wear your mask. Get vaccinated. Wear your mask. Get vaccinated. Get vaccinated.
Wear your mask.
Wear your mask.
What are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast?
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9